Time is what we want most, but what we use worst was said by William Penn, and there's some truth to it. It's Godfrey Buffy, and welcome back to Tycoon Talk. Today we're talking about time management. The clock is ticking. I don't gotta watch on, but the clock is ticking, so let's go. The law of use states that whatever you don't use, you lose. If you don't use your time, you lose it. Time is one of those misunderstood constructs. Time is just passing by. You use it effectively or you don't. Either way, once it's gone, you're never getting it back. If you cannot control your time, other people and other things will fill it up. Time management requires simplicity. It's hard to do because we make things too complicated than it needs to be, especially in our head. I read a book called The Power of Now, and it really put time in perspective. It talks about how important it is to be in the present. You see, the only time you and I will ever have is now in reality. Any other concept of time is all in our head. So the past don't exist. It only exists in our head, in our emotions, our memories, experiences that we've had before. Technically, the future don't exist either because it has not happened yet. So a lot of times we tend to procrastinate and say we'll do it tomorrow, the following week, next month, next year. But the problem is, when that comes around, it's still now. So whatever you want to achieve, whatever you want to use your time here for, you best get to it now. Getting things done and making progress now will help free up your future time. Because of that, we tend to stick to familiar environments and routines. Even though we have good intentions to use our time wisely, we fail to do so. Once you understand how time works, you can actually manipulate it and have it work for you as opposed to you working for it or being behind all the time. Ooh, bars, no pun intended. To be efficient at time management, you have to be a good planner. Those who fail to plan to fail. Putting your pen to the paper will help you stay organized, and not only that, you can keep track of your progress so you know how you're doing. So I plan out my year before it even happens, and then I apply action. I use a strategy called mind mapping, and it looks something like this. This was my 2019 to 2020 areas of focus. The year in the middle, then you list out the areas you want to work on or improve on. Then on the outer edges, as you can see, of each area, you can write out the goals and plans to achieve them. If you want to give this a shot, I would recommend picking 1, 2, or 3 main goals in each of the areas that you want to improve on. You want to keep it simple and obtainable. If you load it up too much, you stretch yourself way too thin, so make sure to focus on 1 to 3 top goals in each section. You win the war by being organized, not by quantity. When you stay ready, you don't have to get ready, as we like to say. To a large degree, we are stretched too thin in all areas of our life. Everything requires time and attention. We multitask constantly, so one of the things I learned to do is to say no to just about everything. This way I have time to focus on the few things that matter. By eliminating distractions, I create free time instead of wondering where the time went. Before, if I'm doing 8 things at once, now I'm doing 3 things at once. This way I can focus on those few areas, make a lot of progress, and have more impact. Understanding time will help you see opportunities that before you would miss because you're too busy, distracted, and stressed out about everything. Let's go over some tips that will help you on time management. Batching will save you a whole lot of headache. Killing multiple birds with one stone literally helps you bend time. I try to group similar stuff or similar things that need to get done together. For example, when it comes to making our videos, I live in an apartment complex, so it's hard to get the quiet time that I need for the videos. People making noise, playing music, people outside. So when I get the time and I have the day and it's quiet, I try to get multiple recordings done. I was fortunate enough to get a job at my university once I was done with my undergrad. And I did my undergrad and first master's in sports administration, second master's in administrative sciences. I was able to do this while working insane hours, sometimes 2 full-time jobs, family obligations, personal relationships, social relationships, advising 2 organizations on campus, Black Men Alliance and African Heritage Society, teaching myself financial and personal development primarily through books and just studying life. As I was working, I was taking online courses. Online courses are great if you're disciplined and punctual. You don't have to physically be in class, so it gives you more flexibility. You just have to make sure that you're doing your coursework and you're submitting them on time. In some classes, the professor provides the coursework in advance with the exception of the midterm and the finals. Those are my favorite online courses because I can get the whole semester's work done in just 1 month. Only thing I do is just submit them as the due dates approach. Sometimes I do the assignments after getting off work, or if I'm off on the weekend and I have time, I will block out the whole weekend and just do a bunch of coursework. Another area where batching helped me out is that I wanted to work in the hospital field, whether it's full-time, part-time, or volunteer. So when I started doing research in that field, I figured I can volunteer, and at the time I was volunteering at Valley Hospital. This provides me with some hands-on experience, some knowledge, and for me to figure out if that's something I really want to do, and expose myself to different experiences in life. I'll speak on what that experience was like in a future video. As a college student, I knew I wanted to provide personal training at some point. So I did an internship with our strength and conditioning coach so I could learn about nutrition, weight training, weight loss, weight gain, posture when working out, different types of workouts for different results. And plus for my degree, I needed to do an internship anyway. So I figured I was a student athlete. I work with the strength and conditioning coach. It qualifies me for my major, and it also helps me in terms of becoming a personal trainer someday. Automation. Anybody that knows me knows that I like things on autopilot. If there's 10 strategies to fix a problem, I like the simplest and the easiest strategy. I came across a post on Instagram the other day, and it said that if a CEO cannot clear his time to have lunch with a friend or spend some time with family, that CEO is rich, but they're not wealthy, because wealth consists of having time, the choices, flexibility, freedom, and health. I want to be wealthy. So I love automation. The less time I need to spend on something, the more time I buy for myself. When it comes to investments, I spend 30 minutes a month on my accounts. This provides me with free time so I can focus on other things like relaxing, spending time with family, or working on Tycoon Talk contents and stuff for everybody. Now I have more time to relax, go out, spend time with family, and because I don't trade stocks or Forex, I don't need to spend that much time on my accounts. Another time management hack is to eat the frog, which means to tackle the difficult task first. As stated earlier, part of the Tycoon culture is to stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Now obviously you cannot prepare for everything there is under the sun. But there are some things that are in our control. So, for example, when it comes to the quotes that we're posting for the rest of 2020 on all our platforms, that's already done and completed. We strive to do our videos in advance so we can focus on other stuff. In addition, stress levels can contribute to lack of progress. So, like I said, I live in an apartment complex, and if I have to put out a video in 2 days and I have not recorded it yet, let's say I'm trying to do it last minute, now everybody want to make noise and throw a party in the house. Now I'm really stressed out and I don't have the time and the quietness that I need to do the video. If you're constantly under stress in those type of situations, it's hard to do good work and be very creative in your videos. It's easy to commit to activities and functions in advance. A friend might hit you up like, hey, look, in about 2 to 3 weeks, we're doing this, we're going here, I need your help with this. And a lot of times we just commit and say yes without even giving it a thought. Come to find out, towards that time or towards the weekend of the activity, you realize that your schedule is tight, you haven't finished everything you needed to get done, or you could have an emergency, now you cannot make it. Now your friend is disappointed because they feel like you wasted their time and you feel bad about the whole situation too. I try not to schedule things too far in advance. I like giving open-ended responses because a lot of things can change based on schedule. As the events get closer, I circle back with them and let them know if I'm available or not. I had to learn this the hard way because in my line of work, there's no such thing as a 9 to 5. It's a full-time job, sometimes an overtime job, but it's not 9 to 5, and it's hard to plan things in advance. You have to remain very flexible because you can't do your schedule too far out. Anything can change in the athletic world. We have games that are late, sometimes games that are delayed or postponed. You can have weather issues. We can have emergencies, meetings, maintenance. Something can break down and you have to call in a vendor to come fix it. It can get overwhelming. You see the hourglass over there? It's been running since we started this video. You probably can't see it because there's a black background, so I didn't want to take too much of your time. So by the looks of it and where it's at, I would say this video, by the time we're done editing, is probably going to be around 5 minutes. We'll fact check it after we do it. If this video was helpful, make sure to subscribe, turn on the notification bell, give us a thumbs up so you don't miss future videos as they come up. Until next time, stay safe, chop life, stay tycoon.